Assalamu alaikum students. Let's go to the second part of chapter 4 of the Moby Dick. When after the unsuccessful attempt of the first catch of catching whale, uh, then the other day they start their sailing again. So sailing of Pequod now continued, and they reached to the Cape of Good Hope. Cape of Good Hope is at the end of Africa, and here the water is so dangerous. There are there are dangerous stretch of water, and the ship was hammered by fierce storms and rough waves. The fierce storms and rough waves were hammering the ship, and the people were falling down here and there in the ship. It was so much fierce and so much forceful that Ishmael thought that they will sink, they are going to sink, and he had no hope to go out safely from this ocean, from this African water. But after some struggle and after some time, then due to the impressive and good leadership of Captain Ahab, they went past the Cape of Good Hope, because after all, Captain Ahab was a very good whaler and very good captain and a very good leader. So due to his good leadership and instructions, the ship was able to go out of this fierce water and rough waves, and they entered into the calmer water of Indian Ocean. The Indian Ocean water is much calmer, and there is nothing fierce and rough things here. So they felt satisfaction when they reached to the Indian Ocean. In the Indian Ocean, they started traveling towards the northeast, and in the northeast, they reached to the island of Java. Where is island of Java? The island of Java is in Indonesia. Indonesia. So some people call Indonesia, some people call Indonesia. So Indonesia, they reached the island of Java, and from this island of Java, now let's see what's going on ahead. Okay, so when the ship travels towards the northeast in the Indian Ocean, and it reaches to the island of Java, there one morning, when they are on sailing, one morning when the Daegu is in the chronist, Daegu, the harpooner is in the chronist to watch out for whales, he suddenly cries, "There she blows, there's the white whale. There she blows, there's the white whale." So with this cry, the whole crew uh, wakes up, and the whole crew again starts running here and there, and the four whale boats were lowered into the water immediately, and they rode like a madman to the spot, because they were in search of the white whale, and white whale had become a challenge for them. So when Daegu cries that there is a white whale, so they rode like a madman to the spot where the Daegu had indicated. To that spot they rode like madmen. When they reached to the spot, they saw that there is something which is floating on the surface of water like a dead snake. It was not the white whale, but it was in white color, something floating on the surface of water like a dead snake. When they observed, so it was a giant squid, and it was dead. By seeing a giant squid, Starbuck shook his head. He said, "There's a bad omen." Why bad omen? But Shiguni, bad omen. If Because he says, if a whale ship encounters a giant squid, it will never return home. So now he said it's a very bad omen if a whale ship encounters a giant squid. So now we have encountered the giant squid, so now I believe that we will never reach home safely from these waters. We will never return home. Now we will see in the next chapters about this bad omen, whether this was true or not true. But Queequeg whispers in the ear of Ishmael, because he is a whaler he is harpooner, and Starbuck is the mate, his officer, so he cannot deny, he cannot refuse his point of view. But he says silently, he whispers in the ear of Ishmael. He says, "No, it's a good sign." How good sign? He says, according to his experience, he says, when a giant squid is seen, so whale is caught soon, because due to giant squid, then the whales come there and they are caught very easily and soon. Now let's see in the next paragraphs how this Queequeg's foretelling is correct or not. Well, students, we studied that the Queequeg says to Ishmael that it's a good sign where there is a giant squid seen, there the whale catch is possible and is very soon to be caught. The wise friend was right, and the next day an enormous sperm whale spotted just a few meters from the ship. And its glossy black back was shining in the midday sun. All the crew members were looking very clearly to this whale. Now all the boats were lowered, and now they started very swiftly towards the whale, so that now the whale should not run away, and it should not smash into the boat. So now uh, when they reached near the boat, Starbuck boat was closest. He ordered Testigo to be ready. Now Testigo became ready, and before hitting or before throwing the harpoon on the whale, the Testigo first observed the harpoon line to be secure. What is a harpoon line? Harpoon line is a thin rope which is tied at one end of the harpoon and at another end of the boat. So it connects the harpoon with the boat, and it connects the whale with the boat when it is hit. So then it was secure, and after this then he was ready to hit the whale. Well, students, we studied that the Testigo checked the harpoon line before hitting a whale. It was very necessary, because what is a harpoon line? Let's see. The harpoon line is a thin piece of rope attached to the harpoon at one end and to the boat at the other end. When whales are harpooned, then they try to run away, and when they try to run away, so this line which is attached to the boat on one end and to the harpoon on the other end, so this connects the whale with the boat, because the harpoon is there in the body of the whale, and when the whale runs away, so the boat also goes after him, and there's the reason that then the harpooners, the whalers, cannot miss that whale and can catch it easily, because it's injured, and in some place then it dies and they take it. Now there is another information the writer gives us, that it's very dangerous to stand in the way of the harpoon line, because when a harpoon is hit in the body, it fixes in the body of the whale, it becomes tense and it becomes as sharp as a sword, and it can kill a man. So this when hitting the whale with a harpoon, one should become very careful about this harpoon line. Okay, now students, let's see that when this crew, the crew reached near the whale, and Testigo's harpoon flew through the air and it sank into the body of the whale. All the crew members were watching with much excitement this process, because for the first time they have come on sailing. So in this sailing, this was the first opportunity they were seeing. Now the harpoon became tense and the whale ran away. When the whale ran away, so the boat was pulled by the whale for several minutes at a high speed, because the harpoon line was there attached with the one end of the harpoon which fixed in the whale's body, and the other end was attached with the boat. So when the whale started running, the boat also went along with him, and during this process at a high speed the whale was running, and the boat was also. So the stub boat, and Teshtigo was his harpooner, so this Stubbs boat was catching by pulling by the this whale for several minutes at a high speed, and during this pulling by the whale, Stubb threw several spears on the body of the whale. At last, one spear hit the heart of the whale, and the whale died in the red blood pool of its own blood. When it died, then the 4 boats and 36 men, the strength of 36 men, pulled the whale to the pequod. Okay, when it was brought near the pequod, it was chained to the ship at one side, and now they were satisfied, and the captain ordered that the process of extracting blubber will start the next day. Now the crew members should take rest, and they will start the process of the extracting of the blubber, extracting of the sperm from the whale, the white sperm. The next day they will extract it. So this was all about the 4th chapter. If you have any question, then you can ask me. Thank you.